morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second innovation fair. The first one took place just before the pandemic in January 2020. And the motto of this fair is to reflect, reconnect, and reset. The fair is organized by ADB's Innovation Hub. We all love to develop new ideas and novel ways to do things. I think we all know that, right? That's how humans actually are, and that's how we have developed over millions of years. We have developed because of innovation. We constantly found pain points, and we wanted to innovate. But we also really love the old ways of doing things. We love to be comfortable, and we are very cautious people at the end. We all know that from ourselves and from ADB. So how can we actually change that, and how can we change that in ADB? In my experience, and I've been at ADB for 14 years now, it all depends on our attitude. It depends on your attitude and all of our attitude together. Because with the right attitude, we can do what we want with what we have and where we are. I think we have proven this, and our team here has proven this. We came a long way when it comes to innovation. So I believe that innovation is change that adds value. It's not about a product, and it's not about a pillar and a strategy. Innovation is about how we do our business, how we run our business, and how do we make it better so that we serve our clients. And the clients are the people in Asia and the Pacific. So if you lead a team, or if you lead a function, or you lead a project, innovation is part of your job. It's part of what you do every day because you have to solve problems every day. So what do you need to do this? You need to have a clear direction of innovation. You need to have an environment, and you have to have enablers. And today, we will show you how this comes all together at ADB. We will show you exactly this, a direction, the environment, and the enabling conditions that we all need to make innovation flow at ADB. So let me give you a quick overview of the day today. We start off with a special innovation talk from Mazena Rambowski from Netflix. We continue with a fireside chat with our directors, Jeff Taylor, Christine Engstrom, Safda Bavis, with remarks from Albert Park, our chief economist. We have reflections from Margarita Gomez, who is a behavioral insights expert from the Behavioral Insights Lab at the Oxford University. We continue with Learn and Lunch with our vice presidents. The innovation marketplace, which you can see here already, very impressive displays of innovations that are happening across ADB and with our partner organizations. And then we will hear from Tata Consulting Services, from Michelle Lemons, who is the Chief Transformation Officer for more than 600,000 people. So it seems very small what we do in ADB. And then we will close up with our 5 ADB knowledge and innovation speakers, supported by the TEDx Ambassador of India, Ajit Sharma. And before I forget it, I have a few reminders here. Number one, please come to the auditorium, enjoy in-person experience of information. Please also use the LinkedIn photo booth. You can improve your LinkedIn profile. This is how you can reach out to colleagues across the world, influence them to change beliefs, change how ADB is perceived, because we are probably the most innovative multilateral development bank. I truly believe that. You can vote for your favorite ADB innovation talk. You can visit the exhibition booth outside, the Sovereign Operations Project, our Energy Wheel. It's a innovation project that we are implementing Tagloban. And please provide your feedback for all of these sessions so that we can continuously improve. And now let us begin with the Innovation Fair with our Managing Director General, Woo Chung-um, who got to where he is because he unleashed his and many, many colleagues' innovation power. He is driven by the commitment to change the bank to become a better place, an agile place, and he unblocks innovation for his colleagues for more than 25 years now. Woo Chung, please share your insights and opening remarks with us.
Thank you, Suzanne. First of all, congratulations to the entire team led by Suzanne and Vivek, but everybody in the bank for being here. And to be honest, I'm a bit nervous today because, last time we did this was 3 years ago almost. And after that, we've been working Zoom and online in small spaces. So when I was told I'm going to do this, I kind of imagined that. And then I come here and this is like massive setup with so many people. So I'm extremely nervous. So please bear with me if I say wrong things today. So, innovation is a really important topic, but it's also a hard one. But it's for everybody, right? Everybody gets up in the morning, does something, and you do something innovative. But you don't start by saying, I'm going to innovate today, just for the sake of innovation. You innovate because you do things, and you need to get someplace, you need to do something, but you have some constraint of some sort, and that causes you to do something differently and then get to what you want to do. So over the last 2.5 years, I'm sure everyone's done that from your day-to-day life. If you like to exercise, especially in Manila, like I do every morning, you couldn't go outside. So what do? You have to convert your entire living room into an exercise gym, or instead of driving somewhere, you walk so that you get the exercise you need. And I know some of you in our village that I used to see across jogging, and we can't do that anymore. But those are little things, but there are many big things like what ADB has done over the last 2.5 years, providing support to our developing countries through emergency support called CPRO, vaccine deployment, and at the same time doing everything else we were supposed to do anyway, infrastructure development and others. But we couldn't go to our DMCs because developing countries, because we couldn't get out and cross country. So we had to do this online, and everybody had to come up with a new way of doing this. So first of all, congratulations for being able to do what you did, and also stay healthy and be able to be here. And in that regard, I also want to shout out to BPMSD personnel, CSD, ITD, and OGC, and everybody who made that happen for us to be healthy. By the way, innovation, you have to be careful. You have to add value, right? So doing something differently. And over the course of the last 2.5 years, I saw lots of people wearing masks in an innovative way. I see you doing it properly. But if you wear it like this, it's not innovation because it doesn't add value. So remember, there's a value at the end of the day. So in 2018, when ADB turned 50 in Yokohama annual meeting, at the very end, there was a speech by the former governor of the Philippine governor for ADB, who's Sonny Dominguez. And the following year, 2017, and 2018 was the annual meeting in Manila. So he gave a traditional speech for the subsequent year's annual meeting host. And in that speech, he actually told everybody in ADB space that we need to reinvent ourselves because things have changed so much out there, and we cannot do what we've been doing over the first 50 years, although we've been relatively successful. And when I heard that, I felt really uncomfortable because, even though, as Suzanne says, I'm an innovator, doing something differently, reinventing, sounds like a huge task. And, what if we fail, right? So it was really uncomfortable. But as we took step by step, things started to fall into place. And as we kept our vision to the destination we wanted to get to, we're not there yet, but we are getting there and in the right direction. So in terms of climate finance, to providing education, and finally dealing with the COVID-19 and the rebound now, we can get there. So we need to continue to innovate and do something different. But the problem is, as all of you know in ADB, when you try to innovate and come up with a new idea, what's the favorite response? The problem is, right? People come up with the problem is, and they come up with some reason why we can't do something. So a lot of people stop pursuing what they wanted to do. But that's the change that we need to make. And that's something that our team in BPMSD, Suzanne, there are many Suzannes in ADB. Peterson's team is leading the Culture Transformation Initiative, which has the 3 pillars of being client-oriented, trust, and transformational. So when you actually keep, to me, the first one is most important, because when you keep your focus on the client, you'll figure out a way to support the client, which means you have to change from the past. So the problem is we'll need to change to something else. And also to take credit for ADB's innovation, we've done lots of really, really big things over the last several years. One of the biggest things is the merger of our the ordinary capital resource and the concessional window, which tripled our resource. And then we did, of course, vaccine, ADB ventures in the private sector. Of course, about a year plus ago, when we had to safely move our colleagues out of Kabul when the country fell, again, we got stuck with rules which prevented us from doing something. So we had lots of people saying the problem is, but everyone got together when we sat down and we actually got our heads together and we innovated to see what we can do. And I know people, because I know everybody in this room have been involved in somehow, in some way. And what's interesting is one of the ultimate success of getting 150 colleagues across the border. After trying all this fancy way of transporting them, trying all these airlines and charter flights and all that, none of that worked. We didn't innovate to hire a big drone to get them out. We actually drove them across the ADB-built highway, and then they actually walked across. So sometimes the innovation means something very simple. So it's not that difficult for us to do. And then also being able to know what it is that we need to deliver. So in terms of what we are trying to do here in ADB, we are setting up this innovation framework, which will give us a very great framework on where we need to go. And then in that connection, we are setting up, of course, through this innovation, the innovation hub, through this several service lines, which we have applied learning, innovation management, applied innovation and partnership and networks. And the hub is gradually demonstrating ways to deliver our purpose in an effective way. And you'll see later today and in the next few days, all these volunteers trying to feature their products. And everybody needs to be participating. That's why Suzanne is telling everybody, please come down from your virtual space. So at the end of the day, we have the strategic direction, strategy 2030, the president's planning direction of 2022. It has innovation written everywhere. So the environment is there, but it's up to you to figure out how to actually deliver. So at the end of this week or in this process, I hope that we can see the response to the question, when you propose a new idea, instead of the problem is, you should come up with solution is, and try to help move this forward. And there are many examples of innovation across the bank, but I think I'm being stared at to finish my opening remarks, so I'll skip that. But I just wanted to thank the special experts here joining this, and we are delighted to have global innovation experts like the Netflix Marcina Rembowski, Oxford University's Margarita Gomez, Tata Consultancy's Michelle Lemons, and IDEO's Charles Hayes. And using the TED Talk style presentation, ADB staff will share innovation stories, and I invite everybody to please take time to visit those storytelling, because they put in a lot of effort, because if you've done TED Talk, it's not easy, and please give them the benefit of sharing their ideas. So I'd like to bring it close to my opening statement, and I hope that we can see each other walking around and being totally amazed at what all we've been doing. Thank you very much.
No worry, I got it. Can I invite Tomo onto the stage? He's the Director General for the Strategy Policy Department here at ADB.
Thanks, Vivek. Good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests and ADB staff and participants, welcome to the Innovation Fair 2022. And thank you very much to the ADB Innovation Hub for inviting me to speak here today. Today's Innovation Fair signals ADB's continued commitment and readiness to finding solutions for the challenges our region is facing. And importantly, it is the part of our ongoing efforts to build a more robust innovation culture and enhance our capabilities to serve the regions. But what does innovation mean to us? How do we define it? I don't think we have a complete answer yet. But beyond the specific innovations that this fair will feature, we all know that it is our culture that is critical for us, for all of us, to be living our ADB values. And importantly, the culture is not something that can be created overnight, and rather it is something that is honed over time and comes as a result of continuous journey in striving to be a transformative and innovative partner for all our stakeholders. So while culture doesn't happen overnight, it also doesn't just happen without the right enabling environment either. That start with the innovation framework that can provide a structured approach for creating and reinforcing innovative culture within ADB, and with this improving our capacity to deliver innovative projects to our developing member countries. And I feel that our new operating model proposed under the organizational review will help us in achieving that. When it comes to creating a culture of innovation, the new operating model reinforces three key elements that I'd like to share with you. First, innovation does not have to be disruptive. The new operating model does not include any disruptive change. Rather, it is a combination of many moderate changes in many areas, both structural and non-structural. We are trying to make transformational impact by properly packaging and then sequencing them. Second, innovation should be relative. In our operations, innovation is to benefit our clients. But we should not forget that the business as usual idea for one client may be an innovative one for others. Innovation is client specific and context specific. So we should stay closer to clients and be more client centric. So this is what the new operating model aims at. Third, innovation does not have to be flawless from the beginning. If we believe we're in the right direction, we should not be afraid of making mistakes. The new operating model is a combination of sort of hardware, like structural changes, and software, like non-structured changes, such as new business process, KPIs, and HR policies, etc. So to run the hardware properly, we need to keep updating and improving the software. And what is actually important is to build in a mechanism to quickly detect flaws and then fix them, like the IT mechanism the IT companies always do through version updates, and our new operating model has such mechanism. And concurrently, our culture should welcome the value and necessity of such version updates and not see them as an inconvenience, as some of us might do when it comes to those computer IT updates that we need to download. So these version updates keeps us well equipped to deliver innovative assistance throughout our regions. And finally, let me also note that probably 70-80% of the new operating model is a non-structural changes. And for those changes to truly benefit our developing member countries, we will need to revisit some key policies and processes in order to help innovation thrive in ADB. And in that regard, let me close with 3 reminders for our ongoing innovation journey. The first, we have to remember that innovation, learning is a iterative and risk-taking processes. Staff must not be discouraged to try new things, learn from failures, and scale up successes. Second, better access to data, information, and knowledge is paramount. Using advanced ICT solutions and connecting people with content, we need to monitor how lessons from previous projects from across different sector operations are used to develop integrated solutions. And third, we have to ensure that we are recognizing exemplary performance. Innovations matrix should be established to measure organizational performance and rewards teams for our established values of being client-centric, trustworthy, and transformational. I am excited about how the Innovation Fair championed so much of what ADB is striving towards, and that we are reflecting, reconnecting, and resetting in an innovative direction. I'd like to wish you all the very best for the day. Thank you very much. Let me invite you.